Good morning student, I am Bose. Today we are going to learn a new chapter, that is standard 6, History, chapter 9, the first empire and the greatest emperor Ashoka. So we are going to learn about the very interesting topic, and we will learn about the different rulers of the first empire, that is also called the Magadha, which is also called the Magad. Okay, so in the last chapter you have learned about the different community of Jana that is transformed into different kingdom, different Janpads and Mahajanpad. Yes or no? So in this chapter you are going to learn, we are going to learn about the first empire that emerged during the later Vedic period. Okay. So if you talk about the empire, that means a very big kingdom, or it is a very large kingdom. For example, as we know, India, in the modern world if we talk about, India is one country, yes or no? And this country is divided into different states and districts and the panchayat, we can say blocks, yes. So same as this country, we say it's one of the empire, we can say. That means it has so many provinces, it has so many states. Yes. So we can say that empire means a very big kingdom under which so many provinces or the states come under it, and it has only one governing body, either the king. Yes. So that is what. Okay, so the first empire which came into existence in later Vedic period was called the Mauryan Empire, which is also called the Magad. And this Magad was one of the small Mahajanpada, small kingdom, which was being ruled by the Bimbisara and the Ajatashatru, as well as Padma Nanda, or the Nanda dynasty. Okay, it was being ruled during the early later Vedic period. Okay, so what happened? This empire, we can say this empire has so many rulers who came into existence. Okay, so this Magad empire was first being ruled by the Nanda dynasty. Before that, before 321 BC. Okay. So after 321 BC, Chandragupta Maurya came into existence, and he was one of the warrior. Okay, he came from the he was what we call, if you go through deep inside, if you talk about the Chandragupta Maurya itself. Okay, he was one of the warrior, and he was a adopted son of some of the family. Okay, so he arrived as a leader during the later Vedic period. Okay, so during that time, this Magad was being ruled by the Nanda dynasty, and when he came into existence, he defeated the Nanda king. He defeated the last Nanda king, that is the Dhana Nanda, and he seized the throne of Magad. He seized the throne of Magad means he took over the throne of Magad. Okay. After that, what happened? He started to expand his empire, and we can say that you can see the India map from where to where it has been extended, from the north, from the what we call northwest of the area of India towards the what we call Kolkata states. If we talk about Kolkata in the south, we can say there are so many states through which it has been covered by different kings of Mauryan Empire. Okay. So this first of all, this kingdom was being this side. That means it was this Punjab, Haryana. These are the place mainly he focused on when he sit on the throne. After that, what happened? He expanded, because these are the areas where more and more, we can say that more what we call more wealth, or more powerful armies we can say he can take over that. Okay, due to that, what happened? He mainly focused on the northwest area, and after sometimes what happened? During that time, what happened? The Alexander the Great, we call Alexander the Great. He was also expanding his empire towards India. Okay, he came to India, and we can say he tried to annex the territory of India. Okay, but what happened? Due to some weather condition, he went back, and he was after that, what happened? Due to the climatic condition which did not suit the Alexander. Due to that, what happened? He died after returning. Okay, after that, what happened? His what we call his chief minister, not army commander. His army commander came took the what we call his army commander called Silius Nicator. He took the commander of the Alexander, and after that he came to India. But we can say he took over the minor of Indus Valley, or we can say Indus River near that. And after that, but he was being defeated by the Chandragupta Maurya. The Silius Nicator, the commander of Alexander, was being defeated by the Chandragupta Maurya. And after that, what happened? He what we call after defeating, what happened? He this the areas of northwest, that means the Taxila or Afghanistan area, he gave away to the Chandragupta Maurya. Okay, so it was being taken over by the Silius Nicator, but when he was defeated by the Chandragupta Maurya, he gave the northwest area of like Punjab, Afghanistan, Pakistan area. Okay, so what happened? After that, what happened? The Silius Nicator was so much inspired by the Chandragupta Maurya, and after that, what happened? He married his daughter Helen. He married his daughter Helen, and he gave the what we call, he gave her daughter as a dowry in the areas of like you can say Afghanistan, Balochistan, and the what we call and the west of Indus. These are the areas he gave as a dowry to Chandragupta Maurya. Okay, and after that what happened? He also gave his best ambassador, which is who is called as the Megasthenes. He gave Megasthenes, and we can say that he was the ambassador in the Chandragupta Maurya, and he has wrote so many books. Like we say, Indica is the book which is being written by Megasthenes, in which he has written more detail about the kingdom of Magha. Okay, so and in return, this Chandragupta Maurya gave him a what we call 500 war of elephants in return. Okay, so after that, what happened in his court? One of the most important and very intelligent scholar, name was the Chanakya. He is also called the Vishnugupta. Okay, he was the main important ministers of Chandragupta Maurya, and we can say with his guidance as a wise man, this Chandragupta expanded his empire in various ways. Okay, so he is actually, if you talk about this Chanakya plays a very important role in the Chandragupta court, or we can say Chandragupta Mauryan court. Okay, so he was a scholar, and mainly he was actually a teacher in Taxila University, and he was one of the scholar in Nanda dynasty's court. But he was being insulted, we can say due to that what happened, he moved away from the Nanda dynasty, and according to what happened, it is said that to take the revenge towards the Nanda dynasty, he helped the Chandragupta Maurya to took over the Nanda dynasty. Okay, so this is how the story is, how the Mauryan empire was being expanded or came into force. Okay, after he wrote so many books, this Chandragupta Maurya was very good at economics, and he wrote one book called Ashtashastra, in which it is written about the various political and law and administration, how the king should rule over the different countries. Okay, so he has written in very detail in that book. Okay, next we are going to talk about the Chandragupta Maurya. After the death of Chandragupta Maurya, he was being taken away by the Bindusara. Okay, so he expanded his when the Bindusara came set into the throne, he expanded his empire from the Deccan area, that means the middle India, and also towards up to the Karnataka, that means till here he expanded the empire. Okay, so he did not work that much, but we can say after that his son, what we call Bindusara's son, Ashoka came into existence, and he was one of the greatest ruler to be known as, and that is why he is also called the Ashoka the Great. Why is called Ashoka the Great? Actually, we can say that He was also very aggressive, and we can say he was so much what we call anger. We can say that he was having so much so much eagerness, or we can say so much cruelty inside him. And before Kalinga War, and he used to take over every he used to annex different kingdoms and different Mahajapals of that area. Okay, but during the Kalinga War, and we can say that during the later Vedic period, there was different religion which arises. That was the Jainism and Buddhism. Yes, so it was expanding towards the northeast area, towards the south itself. Okay, but what happened during the Kalinga War? He set up when he sat on the throne, and the Kalinga War was so much it was in the process. It was out of control, under the not under the control of, we can say, Mauryan Empire. Okay, because the Kalinga War, if you talk about this Kalinga, it is now the modern name is Orissa. The king of the Kalinga was so much powerful during that time. Okay, so one of the most powerful ruler was ruling in the Kalinga. Okay, and as we know, the Mauryan Empire was also, or the kingdom of Magad was also very powerful. Okay, so that was not, we can say, it was not that much. That means we can say both the kings or both the kingdoms were so much powerful. Due to that, it was not easy to control the Kalinga. Okay, due to that, what happened? So much blood was being shed due to the war. And when he saw this, when the Asoka showed this, that means so much sorrows and so much destruction is happening. Due to that, what happened? He did not feel good. Actually, he won the war. Actually, he won the Kalinga war, but he did not satisfied. He did not satisfied because why? Because he saw so much sorrows and so much destruction, so much people, we can say, were distracted or destroyed by this war. Okay, he did not feel happy. So due to that, what happened? He started to convert his heart. And he devoted his life to moral and material welfare of the people. Okay, so that is why he started the policy of Dharma. Okay, so there are so many dharmas. That means these all things comes from the Buddhism. Okay, he followed the religion of Buddhism, in which there are so many teachings in which he followed. Okay, so according, he started to put this all conditions towards the common people. But there are so much difficulties to accept this religion in the society. There are so many difficulties, like you can say, due to this religion, there was so many conflict between the families, there were conflict between the societies. Okay, these are the things, and they there were so much Vedic rituals during that time, which was being followed by the Brahmins. Then you have there were so much the slaves, and we can say servants were ill-treated during that time. That are the things. Then you have there was quarrels between the families and the societies. So these are the difficulties which was being faced when this teachings, Buddhism of teaching was being forced. Okay, so these are the things. So as we know, what are the teachings of Buddhism? Yes or no? You have to not lie. You have to not hurt any animals or any creatures. You have to respect to the peoples. You have to live with peace and harmony in the families or the societies. Okay, these are the principles of the Dharma. These were the principles of the Dharma. Okay, so this is how he adopted different types of means to these were the teachings of the principles of Dharma of Ashoka. Okay, now if you talk about what are the means he started to spread his Dharma, or we can say his messages. Okay, so he appointed so many officials, so many saints to spread this message, which were called as the Mahamata. Okay, and there were different more means, like he started to inscribe the messages in the what we call messages in the walls, in the stones, or we can say engrave the things in the different hard walls. Okay, then even he what we call even he inspired the people. Okay, even he inspired the people in different ways, like we can say by giving a healthcare facility, by building a wells and the roads for the transportation so that people can come towards him. Okay, so these are the means how he started to convert the life of the people of his empire. Okay, so till here we learned today. In the next video, I'll tell you about the Mauryan administration and also the life of the people in the Mauryan period. Thank you for